Fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell out before you blow up a plane.
Basha K. Ali!
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what, good thing to say I dabbled in stand-up or something. I haven't even disrespected you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt. I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean. Welcome. Doing a little late night stream, a little late night catch up. Wanted to talk about a couple of news things, answer some comments. I know this is later than I normally go live, but this is when the baby finally is asleep. So I am now kind of nocturnal, and I don't know if anybody else with a baby has a similar schedule, but I am like wide awake between basically now and like 3 a.m. and then whenever the baby wakes up in the morning. So that's like 5, maybe 6 if I'm lucky. So I'm really only getting like 3 or 4 hours sometimes of uninterrupted sleep a night, but it's worth it because I love that bean. The bean will rule. The bean will rule us all one day. Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine him being bigger than baby sized. I can't believe it. Hi everyone. Hello. Is this too late for you guys? Are we going to bed now? I'm wearing my pajamas. So I'm going to be like I'm really living in my pajamas. It's a big accomplishment if I can get out of my pajamas and then into new pajamas during a given day. No, I wore regular clothes today. We did a stroll. Around the park. Very exciting update on the home studio. It's coming along, guys. I so badly want to turn the camera around and show you guys how it's progressing, but I don't want to blow the surprise. The walls look fantastic. The furniture is in. The great men, the strapping young men from Raymore, both Raymore and Flanagan came over a couple days ago. I was really blown away. And they weren't even that strapping. They were just regular dudes. And one of them was able to bring in a big chair. Like I'm talking like a leather chair with rivets. Like a substantial, not like this, not like a desk chair. Like an office chair, I'm smoking a cigar, take me seriously chair. He had it up on one shoulder. I was blown away. And he got it in by himself. And then the other guy had another friggin' couch on his shoulder. And I'm like, we love men. We need men. I always say that. Hello. What's up, Night Owl? Thank you for being so nice and down to earth. Wow. I should start being bitchy. No, I'm too tired to be bitchy. Thank you, Night Owl. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I guess I too am a night owl right now. Look at the green and pink. Yeah, this is a strange background I'm working with right now. I literally duct tape. How unsightly. All right. We're getting it together, guys. Late and gay for sure. Did anybody watch The Acolyte? Oh my God, The Acolyte. It's exhausting. I only really clearly, I feel like I can only really talk about the last couple of episodes because so many of the episodes I just fell asleep. And I don't know if that's because of being a new mom or this series is just unwatchable and just puts everybody to sleep. I don't know if you guys tried to watch it. Amanda Steinberg? Amandla. What kind of a name is Amandla? It's so stupid. She's horrible. She has no range as far as acting goes. She didn't even have to audition for the part. Leslye Headland, who this is her fault. Leslye Headland, I guess this is her baby. Acolyte cast her just for the role. She didn't have to audition. She didn't even have to read. Nothing. She just created the part for her. So you figure, wow, she must really be something special if she just gets a part written for her. But no, I don't know. Maybe she just had like a big lesbian crush on her. That's the only reason I can think of to explain why she got the part. Ryan Bannon. Will Leslye Headland make an appearance on FNT? Maybe Amandla. I've thought about this. Not that I don't have the nuts to pull off blackface, but you might see one of them on Friday. I will not spoil it. I won't spoil it. But I want to do some kind of character because it's been a minute. Do blackface, says Junior. Oh God, I do own a lot of bronzer, and I do own a lot of like bronzing lotions, but I've never really sat down to see how far I could go. Like most of us, we haven't sat down and just, put blackface on. Or it would be bronze face. What am I drinking, you ask? I heated up in the microwave a delicious cup of decaf. Nothing sadder than like not only microwaved coffee from this morning, but microwaved decaf coffee from this morning. I'm living it up, guys. And I pulled this out of nowhere. This someone gave this to me. I forget who. I really should mark down like who gives me these things. But I thought this was like really appropriate to bust out as we talk about the Acolyte. It took me a good 2 or 3 hours to figure out how this mug works when I first got it. There's a little thing there. You got to push it for like to turn the power on and off. It's cute though. It's cute though. It's a little R2D2. Hi, Eric. Hello. I like the gamer girl background. Is that what this is? This is gamer girl background. I have plenty of stuffed animals, but I'm retooling the home studio. You buy stuffed animals and then they get dusty. And what are you gonna? I guess that's what I have to do is wash my stuffed animals. I'm turning into my grandmother. That's fine. I would never even attempt to hold a candle to Star Wars, girl. But thank you. Thank you. Simping ain't easy, hell. It's easier than it looks. Torgo, the white. You'll need a prosthetic chin if you try and LARP as lesbian headlamp. Let's see. What does she look like? Leslye Headland. Okay, she do have a square jaw. Holy moly. Yikes. Poof. She looks like a very ugly Gina Carano. Yikes. Yikes and gadzooks. I'm going to pull up some pictures. I mean, if one were even to attempt to impersonate. Yeah. Doesn't she look like an ugly Gina Carano? She's got, okay, and I've seen a lot of pictures of this look, like the greased back mullet with grandma glasses and this cotton candy blazer. Ugh. Not good. Not a great look. Yeah, she's kind of like, she's always like, if I were to practice her face, she's like, I would just try to make a double chin. Okay. No, she's not a cute woman. She maybe had a couple of cute cute moments throughout her life, but like maybe here she was cute when she was working for Harvey Weinstein. But no, she is not in her cute moment right now. News. She's breaking down the first season finale. Oh, what does she have to say? This is from oh God, that's even worse. Oh, are you gonna make me buy GQ just to read this? Look, there she is directing with her coffee and her big jacket. Ugh, now she's got long hair. Her hair is different every time I see her. Oh God, she breaks down the first season finale. That means there's gonna be another season. Oh, help us. Wow, the quartering's here. The unemployment check. Holy cow. Thanks, buddy. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. You get a rest. Oops. Thanks, quartering. On the off chance you're drunk and want to jump on, I'm going to send you the link. Oh, God. I'm not yawning. You're yawning. Thanks, quartering. God, there's really so much stuff going on. Not just the Trump being almost assassinated alone would be a lot to talk about. But God, all the Destiny stuff is kind of overwhelming. But thank you, quartering. You're the bestest. You're the bestest. Oh yeah, thank you, Torgo. Food, Fwads Flickers. Thank you for the super sticker. Ryan Bannon. All I got from the last episode of The Acolyte. Leslye Headland considers beavers the most morally evolved of all species. She definitely wants to subvert the patriarchy. I think The Acolyte is her way of just like giving the middle finger to the patriarchy, because for her, the Jedi represent the patriarchy, and she, I think, wants to just take all of that down, knock out the foundation of what people liked about Star Wars, the original trilogy, which I think is like the baseline. Like that's Star Wars for most people, is the original trilogy, and then you can debate like, okay, the prequels, the sequels, whatever. That's just what I think of. And this is now just such a bastardized version of it. Like I heard Leslye talking about it. She was like, the like Star Wars, it's not really about like who can be a Jedi. It's all about like discovering yourself. It's almost like she thinks the white man is gatekeeping what it means to be a Jedi or something like that. Gah. Russell Hall, Leslye Headland has a nice face. Has a face like an engine block. What's an engine block? Something with a train? Whatever it is, I agree. Okay. But oh God, there's going to be a second season. Great. I'm so looking forward to that. Headland talks Fight Club homages. What's next for May and Osha and the stranger and the iconic guest star who left her starstruck. The season, the show was really all over the place. Okay, so it's about basically like two twins, May and Osha. That's the there's like, it goes back and forth between like two little girls who I think are twins, to Amanda Stenberg, who does like a horror. She has no range. She's just like, her playing twins is like this, like, huh? What? It's just it's sad. I don't know what the big fuss was with this woman. But basically, we learn in the last episode that they're not actually real twins because they come from this lesbian witch coven. It was just like a lesbian planet that they're from, and all the witches live in like an industrial, hollowed out fucking mountain thing. I don't know. Used to be an old mill or something repurposed inside of a mountain. I don't know. I was half listening when they were explaining it. And there's no men around, and they're all just in capes and shit, and humming and chanting, and a lot of dark clothing, and there's like not a lot of fun or laughing happening. It's just like a lot of women together by themselves with no men. shit gets like serious and mopey real quickly, and shit can get toxic. And I think that's exactly what happened here. You need like men around to kind of like lighten things up, I think. So anyway, lesbian witches. I don't know how these women, the two girls were created. The Squid Game guy, the lead guy from Squid Game. I can't remember his name. He's like the lead Jedi in the Acolyte, and he spills the beans. He's like, "Oh well, you guys weren't birthed. Like you were created from magic. You're not real twins. You're not even sisters. I don't know. They're created through scissoring. I don't know." He didn't really explain how they were created, just through manipulation of the Force, which now anyone can have at any time without any training. It's just, and of course, like we see earlier on in the season, they test the midichlorian levels of the girls, and of course, oh, they're off the charts. It's like it's not even exciting anymore when you hear that. It used to be like, oh wow, it's a special thing. Only very few people have off the charts midichlorian levels, but it's like, yeah, of course. Okay, all right. Surprise, surprise. The girls have really high midichlorian levels. Roll out the friggin' red carpet. And then one of the girls there's like a good and evil twin. Osha's like the good twin. She wants to become a Jedi. Although I don't know how she would have even heard of the Jedi. They live such a sheltered life, and they're like lesbian, basically Howe Cavern there. They live out in like a hollowed out mountain hole. I don't know how she would have heard of the Jedi. But anyway, she really wants to be a Jedi. And then you have the evil, kind of like bad, not evil, the bad twin, May. She's the one who in the beginning, she's like, no, you can't leave to become a Jedi. Like the mom was gonna let her leave to become a Jedi. And the sister's like, no. The sister's like being like a twat and wanted to hold her back, and accidentally / on purpose lit her basically, I don't know, I guess it was a pamphlet she got from the Jedi, like, welcome to being a Jedi, an instruction manual. It was something she got from Squid Game guy, and then the bad twin lit that on fire, and then ends up being a thing that engulfs the whole place in flames, and like everybody dies, and it's all May's fault. And then we learn that Squid Game Jedi guy, he basically had a choice to like, he couldn't, there was a scene where like they're engulfed in fire, and the girls are like, no. And of course they're on like a classic bridge that's split in half. They're on like this classic bridge that's split in half. And like one girl's on one side, one girl's on the other side. And they're like, me, oh, and then we don't realize that like in the background is Squid Game guy, and he's like force holding the two sides of the bridges open, and then at the last second he drops the side of the bridge with like the bad twin on it, May, and just holds Osha, and then runs up and like saves her at the last minute, because he weirdly had a connection to her. He throughout this whole series he's like, oh, I just want the best for Osha, but like he kind of just decided it himself. And the other Jedi chick was like, well, it's not your job to decide what's best for her. And he's like, I just think she has potential. I don't know. She probably would have been better off with the Jedi instead of, she's got more of a future with them. Rather, if she had stayed in like living in Lesbian Mountain, what are you going to do? It was depressing. It was dark. Again, there's no men around. That's not where I would want to live. Didn't Chrissy try a lesbian witch cult once? Don't we all? We all go to college and have experiences. So, where was I? This is again, please don't like come to me for a thorough review of this or anything. If you're like a nerd and want a lot of details, you're not going to get that from me. You're going to get a lot of like vague recollection and like, I don't remember a lot of it because again, I was asleep through most of it. But anyway, it turns out that anyway, I think Leslye Headland writes this whole show because she wants to make it seem like the Jedi are not all good. That it depends on your position. It depends on how you look at it. Like they just kind of bastardize the whole thing and ruin it, in my opinion. But yeah, I was going to talk about this Leslye Headland thing here. What are her thoughts on it? I'm really not looking forward to a second season. Ooh, in the last moments of the Acolyte season finale, the stranger, not the stranger you're all thinking of. Get your minds out of the gutter. Manny Jacinto. Oh, and this is very diverse, by the way. If you couldn't guess, what a diverse cast. Oh my God. They should win awards just for diversity. A Sith and his new recruit, the former Jedi Osha, which is Amandla Stenberg, stand side by side. She's holding a lightsaber. Oh, and in the end, the good twin, Osha, ends up sort of turning to the dark side and decides to become like the apprentice to this stranger guy, Manny Jacinto, who some of the guys on FNT called Smilo Ren because he has a helmet and it looks like there's just like teeth forming a weird smile. And apparently the helmet is like a sensory deprivation helmet. So all you can feel is like you in the Force. Sounds gay to me. And Osha turned to the dark side because May, the other twin, told her like, hey, this Jedi guy that you were looking up to throughout your whole childhood, like Asian Squid Game guy, what the fuck's his name? I don't remember. He actually killed our mom. So there. So she kind of loses herself and she turns to the dark side. And now we're set up for season 2. Blech. Anyway, so she decides to train with this stranger guy. His hand closes around hers almost tenderly. Oh yeah, that was like vaguely sexual. I didn't like it. The camera lingers on their silhouettes. Creator Leslye Headland describes this as her Fight Club moment. In the world of Star Wars, I really own up to my homages. Headland says. So I will own up to the fact that the last shot of the show is the last shot of Fight Club. It's the same shot. Oh, you're so cool, Leslye. Well. In David Fincher's 1999 film, Edward Norton's narrator, who's been Tyler Durden all along, or vice versa, holds hand with Marla, played by Helena Bonham Carter, and they watch through a high-rise window as neighboring office towers begin to explode. The Acolyte doesn't feature a Pixies track, and the vista that the stranger and Osha are facing looks a lot more peaceful, but Headland sees a clear parallel. I don't at all see a parallel to Fight Club. Ugh. I think she's just trying to seem cool. The reason I wanted to do it is because that comparison to me represents a standing together, a simple intimacy in front of the world burning down, and the dramatic irony and tragedy of Osha and the stranger is that we know they won't do that, Headland explains. The last episode of the first season of Headland's entry into the Star Wars canon, no, it's not going to be canon. It is not. Is layered with tragedy even beyond that image. Osha learns from her former Jedi master. Yes, Master Soul. That Squid Game guy, Lee Jung Jae, had been deceiving her for years in what he believed was an attempt to protect her. Upon hearing that Soul killed her mother, the Force Witch. Yes, Force Witches. That's another word for lesbian. Anicia Jodie Turner Smith. Osha murders Soul herself. Ooh, yeah, she did that. She really broke bad there, Force choking him to death as he attempts to share his paternal love for her. That would have been funny. And then at the end, she should have received all the Squid Game money. Like the whole globe full of cash should have just been gently lowered down for her. Knowing that the Jedi are now pursuing her, Osha agrees to let the stranger train her. Like, they couldn't do better than naming this guy the stranger. It's just stupid. As an act of further protection, the stranger wipes the memory of his former disciple, Osha's twin, May. So when she is apprehended, she will not be able to disclose any information. At the beginning of the Acolyte's first season, May was the furious warrior trying to systematically kill the people that were responsible for her isolation. So at first, May was the bad one, and she was trying to kill all the Jedi, and she was successful. She had killed a couple of people. She had Force skills. Osha was like the good one. Osha, on the other hand, still believed in the Jedi, even though she turned away from the group. By the end of the finale, they've essentially swapped personas. It felt right that if Osha was going to embrace the dark side and her rage and being heartbroken, that May would become incredibly docile, basically. Yeah, but docile is not the opposite of bad. Good would be the opposite of bad. I don't know. But it sets the stage for another transformation. May is now a Jason Bourne type figure trying to discover her. You're giving yourself too much credit there, darling. Also, like Bourne, like the Bourne, like that was actually a good movie with good characters. Also, like Bourne, she has a set of skills she may now be unaware of. It's ultimately a bittersweet conclusion to the season. It also puts the viewer in the position of cheering for the dark side. No, I wasn't. I was cheering for it all to be over. I was cheering for no season 2. So I'm not cheering at all. Headland says she wanted to answer the question, how can we have someone embrace the dark side without being tricked into it? Without stripping her of agency. I'm just waiting for this article to say Black Girl Magic. I can't believe they haven't said it yet. Headland was eager to offer a contrast to a classic Star Wars narrative. When Luke Skywalker discovers the truth about Darth Vader, he responds with forgiveness. Osha responds to her betrayal with ruthlessness. And yet it's hard not to identify with the ultimate pain she feels in that moment. Soul has good intentions in his desire to protect Osha, but ultimately was the cause of her loneliness. I don't know. She wanted to join the Jedi when she was little. It was her dream. So she was going to leave her mother anyway and never see her again. That's what happens when you get recruited to the Jedi. You bounce. So, I mean, yeah, of course it's sad. Your mother died. She was killed. But like, she kind of made her choice to leave the lesbian witch coven anyway and be a Jedi. It gets at a central theme of the series. To Headland, the Jedi are extremely flawed. They've always been, just like men in the patriarchy. In the world of the Acolyte, you understand why the dark side is alluring to someone like Osha, who realizes she's been lied to her whole entire life. She's a victim. It's not just because of Jacinto's cheekbones and biceps, although it's that too. Ugh, he's not that good looking. When she's introduced to the if evil, why hot meme. What? I have not seen this meme. Ugh, this is going to be cringe. Oh, God, this is horrible, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. So TikTok is, of course, doing its thing. So this is, I guess, a Acolyte meme. Wait. I hate how the friggin' TikToks start before I'm ready. Okay? Don't start till I'm ready to talk about it. They just start right away. The feminism and moral compass leaving my body when Chrissie Mayr took off his mask. Oh, are they trying to say he was good looking? Oh, TikTok. You've done it again. TikTok is making us all dumber. I really believe that. Okay. What happened? Okay. Add. The dark side's sexy. No, it's not. He comes off kind of greasy, if anything. So where do these two crazy kids and their lightsaber go from here? Headland is cautious about telegraphing too much about the future of the Acolyte, which has not been renewed for a second season. There's still hope. But she does say she wants to move forward in time as she explores this relationship. To me, it's so tragic, she says. It's very gothic in a lot of ways. One to crave the power, one to hold it. Hopefully that image gives you the sense that they are equals, but at some point in order to fulfill this, they can't be. What? She also notes then there's this complication of our dear friend Plageuis. That would be the Sith Lord Darth Plageuis, who's mentioned in the prequels as a historical figure and makes his first on-screen appearance in the Acolyte finale. Canonically, he's notable for attempting to manipulate the Force to create life, something we've seen Anissa do successfully in the Acolyte for mentoring an apprentice named Sheev Palpatine. I would look forward Headland says a Plageuis to see him actively disturbing what they're trying to do. That seems pretty ham-fisted to me to just throw him in there. Again, it's like it just seems like Headland is just doing whatever the fuck she wants, but then throwing in these little references to seem cool and like, see, it's down with Star Wars. See, it makes sense. We're putting Darth Plagueis in there. Oh, I'm cool. I'm a good storyteller. I have references to Fight Club in there. I just don't think that's enough. Perhaps there's an alternative for Osha and the Stranger. There are plenty of options besides being a Sith and an apprentice and a master. Beyond Plageuis, Acolyte finale also teased another extremely familiar Star Wars figure. After the Fight Club moment, we cut to black and then to Jedi Vernestra, Rebecca Henderson, walking into a meeting with a certain tiny, white-haired green guy. Oh, Yoda. Introducing Yoda at this point in the story just made sense. In Vernestra's effort to protect the Jedi, Ellen said at some point she would have to inform her superior. Oh, another point was, I guess Vernestra is like the green-headed other lesbian Jedi chick, and she kind of covers for Master Soul and like kind of makes up a story for why he died. I don't know. To show how flawed the Jedi are. The diminutive Jedi Master is the first iconic Lucas-era Star Wars character to show up in the series. Working with him made Headland feel starstruck. Wait, is there like a little man actor behind Yoda? I mean, aren't they using like a doll or a machine or something? A rare occurrence for her. I could barely speak. Maybe it is a little actor. I had nothing to say. Everything I've ever felt about Star Wars just rushed back to me. It was overwhelming. Who plays Yoda? Oh yeah, that's Manny Jacinto. He is not sexy. Sorry, he looks too delicate. He looks too K-pop for me. How Manny Jacinto brought sexy back to Star Wars. First of all, Star Wars was never sexy, but that's not why people watch it. Ugh, he looks wet here. Why does he look wet in this shirt? Does anybody else think he looks wet? And again, Amanda Stenberg gets her own article in GQ. She's so overrated. Stop trying to make Amanda Stenberg happen. It's not going to happen. She looks like a tool. Okay. Bye. Star Wars was sexy back in the day. Oh, right. I mean, I guess if you found Han sexy, maybe. But that's about it. That's about it. Okay. Ooh, good luck. Quartering is at the RNC, and he might get a chance to talk to Trump tomorrow. That's really cool, Jeremy. Good luck. Good luck. I hope that's fun. Oh yes, Carrie. Okay, fine. You're right. That was a sexy moment when Leia was in the slave girl outfit. Okay, I'll give you that. Han could get it. He was kind of an asshole though, but some people like that. Some people like an asshole. Push-ups. Hi, push-ups. How are you? I miss the studio already, don't you? Push-ups was a frequent bleacher creature on the wet spot. This is what I do sometimes. I don't really like drink enough liquids all day, but then sometimes when I sit down to stream, I have to have like 5 different drinks, and then I have to just drink them all. It's going to be a lot of you guys just watching me drink drinks. Okay. Acolyte. It's lame. You know what I think is funny though? These reviews on IMDb. Okay, I will read a couple of these IMDb reviews on the Acolyte because they made me chuckle. Ooh, doo, 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 doo. This is laughably bad writing and direction. 2,000 people found this helpful. Jar Jar Binks was a museum masterpiece next to this. Misa no like a this doo. I mean, seriously, what were they thinking? Have they even watched what they produced? The acting and writing are horrible. They have completely destroyed this franchise. I mean, come on, isn't it hard to make entertaining Star Wars? There are like thousands of stories surrounding this universe. They could just copy the story of the Old Republic and have the most successful modern day Star Wars story with this production budget. But nope, seems like they think they can do better with some teenage soap opera. Do they even have a passion for Star Wars? And even if it's to recover the cost of purchasing the license, you can't even milk the franchise with such low quality efforts. I do not recommend this. You have a much better time putting Jar Jar Binks scenes on a loop. Garbage. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I can already tell whoever created this has no respect for the Star Wars universe. Who said that the Jedi only pull their weapons when they're ready to kill? Right, they duel with the friggin' sabers all the time. And if this girl is Sith, then she is dumb to just approach one on a bar. The director is obviously misinformed and doesn't know anything about Star Wars. This show will ruin everything if it continues. It needs to be canceled. Characters are weak. None of them show Jedi traits. Let's just bring back the cartoons to see how Star Wars was supposed to be done. Painful. How can it get this bad? This is funny. Take one of the most exciting and expansive fictional universes with iconic characters and storylines and just tear it up without respect to its original mythos, lore, etc. That's the path of destruction that Disney has been on, save Andor, Rogue One, and to an extent, The Mandalorian. It's sad because I'm sure a lot of talented professionals worked on this. Well, it's not their fault. It sucked. Tragically, the writing and acting is truly terrible. Special effects are great, but that's not enough to compensate. I defended it until the end. Why? Did they? Did any of the producers, directors actually ever watch the original Star Wars trilogy? I'm so confused by this snorefest. No, I don't think they did. There's no connection to canon. That they didn't want a connection to canon. That's like they got off on that. I don't care about these characters at all. Is this supposed to attract female viewers like me? Because if that was the aim, it's a monumental fail. You know what attracts females to Star Wars? The same thing that attracts men. Good writing. Is that so incredibly difficult? Do these writers ever put interesting storyline in their top 10 goals for a script? You know what it is? I think people like Leslye Headland, they don't like the fan base of Star Wars. And so they want to make something that's going to turn off the original fan base. And they also think it's going to turn on a completely different fan base, but that's not happening. You're not attracting like new people, new fans to the franchise. Not like this. Because if you want to attract, I mean, women are not going to watch this. Like, women are mostly all on Instagram or TikTok or watching like Hoarders or watching the Kardashians. Like, they're not going to watch a Star Wars show. I'm just speaking in sweeping generalities. And you're going to turn off the core audience, which they've done. Do these writers even put interesting storyline in their top 10 goals for a script? This is just another insult to the Star Wars crammed with obvious messaging. Avoid anything else. I'm so sick of it. Except for some good lightsaber combat, the series isn't that good. The storyline is so long. I've watched episode 7. I feel like I was rewatching episode 3. Please stop doing that. The series is redundant. No punch, only things we have already seen in the show. The only thing good in the show is the Sith, strong and dangerous. When I'm watching the show, I feel like we are good nowhere with the show. Please create. Oh, they liked Ahsoka? Ugh. All right. Maybe that guy was retarded. Some good episodes, some bad ones. Complete garbage. I tried to give this a chance, but after 3 episodes, I'm done. It's absolute hot garbage. The producer should never get another gig after this. I made an account just to rate this junk. That's right. I didn't have an account until this morning, but I had to create one so I could warn everyone to stay away from this junk. Banging your head on the wall would be a better use of your time than watching this. Episode 3 was awful. After watching, I quickly got my VCR out and watched the holiday special from the late 70s so I could feel good about Star Wars again. Yes, it was that bad. I was longing for B. Arthur and Harvey Korman to show up and save the show. Witches? Seriously? The Wicked Witch from the West was more enjoyable than these witches. I don't get it. All the money they spend, they can't hire anyone with any talent to come up with something creative. Well, because they'd rather have it be diverse than have it be good. Yeah, it's so disappointing. Worst Star Wars yet. A teenage soap opera in space. That's a very good way to describe it. $180 million for this. That's a lot. B. Arthur saved the holiday special. Yay. But we'll talk about it more on F&T this Friday for sure. Oh, God. I'm sorry to yawn. It's not me. It's you. By the way, these are pretty good. I don't like the blue flavor. I mean, we have it. I'm going to drink the rest of them because I'm not going to waste them. But this one and the orange one are really good. In case you were wondering, this is one of my 5 drinks. 1, 2, microwave decaf coffee. 3, 4. Okay, this is just an empty mug. And 5, good old water. Wee. Something fell. Okay. No, I did not talk about Gavin and Censored. We can do that next, though. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about Compound Censored. I wanted to pull up. I'll pull up my tweet because I saw some comments here, and you guys might have questions as well. This is my little announcement saying that I am not going to continue with the merger. I'm not going to be part of Compound Censored. It just was not a good deal. Look, I was working for Compound for very little money, and Gavin offered me even less than that, if you can believe it. So it was in a sense a very easy decision, because why would I agree to make less than I make on YouTube for a smaller audience? It does not make sense. Oh, Star Wars girls being nice, saying you don't need them. Is the Simcast still going? Yes, Simcast had nothing to do with Compound Media. That's always been one of my YouTube shows. Oh, look, a very important from the office of Chrissie Mayr's boobs. We are pleased to announce the debut of our show, The Wet Nurse Spot. Okay. Very funny. Very funny. Boobs. Pill.net would host you. It is nice that people are going, oh, this person will host you. This person will host you. It's like, I don't know. I think I'm good with like Rockfin, Rumble, YouTube is good. From Brett Stevens. Can someone explain to me how the Compound Censored business model works if hosts don't get a salary and are paid based on revenue generated? Why would anyone choose to broadcast on their platform? Can't they go on YouTube or Rumble and probably get a better split? Which Frank just said yes. Thank you. Good to know. What doesn't seem to really make sense really doesn't make sense. Good luck to you both going forward. It gets better. The hosts have a 20% discount code for their fans to use, but Gavin undercuts them with a generic 25% code. Is that true? I didn't know about that. That's kind of funny. If so, what a dick. Nobody really knows what the business model is. I don't think it is standardized for everyone. I think some of the shows get paid per episode. Yes, that's true. I think others get paid on how many subs they bring in via their discount code per what Gavin has said on air. Yeah, and I've heard just controls, like he's not letting everybody know what the views are. Just like a compound, we had no idea what our views were, which is frustrating when you're you stream on YouTube, you know exactly what your analytics are, you know exactly how many people are watching and when and for how long. And for 5 years, I had no clue. I mean, I kept hearing, "Oh, your show is one of the top shows. Your show is the top in the top 3 after In Hot Water." Okay, but I would have liked to have known. I would have liked to have known like what episodes did really well content-wise so I could do more of that, like what guests brought in the most viewers so I could have them back more often. So that made things tougher. Oh, Super Ninja wrote a comment. I said it once or a dozen times while I was drunk on set, and I'll say it again here. I'm with you in any direction you decide to take next. While I do feel like it's sad to see the wet spot end, the next chapter is gonna rock in whatever form it takes. I truly believe you're just getting started, Chrissy. Thank you, Super Ninja. I'm shocked. Oh, this is from Brutal Britty. Good for you, Chrissy. I've lost respect for Gavin as Enrique Tarrio serves 22 years in prison for not being at J6. 22 years. That's rough. Gavin wanted to walk away from his organization without consequences, and Tarrio had the right ethnic attributes for public relations. Then Gavin faced his own arrest and disappearance. God, I don't know too much about that. I've heard about it, but I feel like I should know the whole story there. Oh, Ashley, that's funny. Let's see if there's more questions in here. You'll do great no matter what. Can't believe all the crazy times that we had at the studio. Oh, I know, Lindsay. It was fun. I hope you come to DabbleCon too. I can't come to DabbleCon. It's next month in August. The baby is still too young for me to go do that. Want to do a Dungeons and Dragons show with me instead? People love Dungeons and Dragons. You do great character work. We would attract a very dedicated audience if we did that show, even just once a month. What do you have to lose by trying? I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna like it. You know what, meme bastard? Sure. I don't know if I know how to play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if I know. David Carpenter. Great to catch you live, Chrissy. Following you and Gino and Steve and Garrett instead of Compound Censored. Thank you, David. You're the best. Appreciate you, buddy. You would watch me do a Dungeon Dragon. All right, sure. I'm down. That's fun. Okay. The studio you were using plus the broadband cost more than the show you were doing. Well, maybe. Yeah, because that studio was what, like, I don't know, $4 or $6 grand a month to pay just in rent. And out of pocket, I would pay for my announcer. My God, I spent so much money at Sullivan's. It's not even funny. I look back to my bank account before I got pregnant. It was easily, at least $50 every time I went to Sullivan's because I was always buying people drinks or sometimes getting food there before the show. That's really who's going to take the biggest hit in all of this here in Compound going down / merging, whatever you want to call it, is Sullivan's. They're going to lose so much business. Are you kidding me? From Gino alone, I was spending a fuck ton of money there. My God. I was happily buying people drinks. It was just a great place to hang. Oh yes, by the way, I'm going to be in Mount Kisco this Saturday. jazzonmain.com is where you can get tickets to see me this Saturday. Very exciting. I'm going to pull this up on screen. If you're in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area, if you're in Westchester, you have no excuse. Come see me this Saturday, July 20th. I will be headlining at Jazz on Main in Mount Kisco. Keanu Thompson will be there as well. It's going to be a really fun show. 7 o'clock. Come on out. Get your tickets at jazzonmain.com. I'm so excited. Going to have a lot of mom jokes. Going to talk about just mom stuff. And not really mom stuff, but mostly mom stuff. Okay. Yeah, let's write back. Sure, why not? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Even though I don't know how to play it. Boop, boop, boop. Probably a good move. Love all those guys, but if you can monetize your independence, that's truly invaluable. What happens to you now, Chrissy? Says Normandy the cat. What happens to me now? I finished building out my home studio so I can have in-studio guests. I continue to stream on Rumble and YouTube and Twitter and all the places and Rockfin. And you know what I might do as far as Wet Spot goes? Try to book a live show for it, like maybe once a month or something. Because I just can't do the Wet Spot here. It's just not the same. Oh, what are all the bleacher creatures going to trek out to Westchester every month? No. And where would I even put them? I don't have bleachers here. Rolling the rushes. Sorry to hear that, but you have to do you. Now get back on the road, slacker. All right, Roland. Why did they decide to merge anyways? They decided to merge because Anthony moved to South Carolina and paying for the studio was too much. It was just too much of an expense for him to keep it going. And he really just wanted to do his own show. And once he moved, it's like he's not getting the benefit of the studio anymore and keeping all that going. And all the fun of like living in New York. That's once he moved, that was gone. So it was just kind of a big expense for him. And he didn't want to like be a boss. I think he just wants to do his show and that's it, and simplify his life. What is this long comment? Yeah, Anthony was an overgenerous person. Gavin is cheap Scotsman, both of which they both have shared and beat into the ground. And to be fair, I never re-upped my subscription a few months ago because it got stale. They had their run, and you are very funny, as they are, but new material is slightly important. You're talking about me or them with new material? I think it sounds like you're talking about them. Must sting to lose your show. No, I saw this coming, and again, it was only a 1 day a week show. Not that I wasn't doing it for the money. I was doing it because it was fun. I loved using that studio. I loved having kind of a Midtown Manhattan kind of home base and people that were in town in New York City just for like the week or the weekend that could come, do a little show and we could hang out, have lunch or something. So it's like, it's not really like you're losing your whole hand. It's like, oh, you lose a pinky, but no, it's really more like a starfish that loses a leg because you can grow back a leg. This is a horrible metaphor. But I didn't even know you had another show. I think this is where most people are at. They're like, what? What's the Wet Spot? What's Compound? It was good. It's where I got my start. I will always be grateful to them. I didn't know you had an office. Very pretty resignation later. Needs more pink. You go, girl. I hope you would have continued your Wet Spot show on Rumble. Again, I would need a big studio for that. Because Wet Spot was really, it was the banter with the booth boys. It was the bleacher creatures. It was having a centrally located spot to have guests like girls who were in town. And I can't really do that from home. Wouldn't you be able to do your show because they would I need some clarification if you don't mind. You wouldn't be able to do your show because they would censor you, but they fight censorship? I might have read something wrong. That's my takeaway. No, the negotiations were just horrible. They devolved. Like, I was being offered less than Compound. It was like a worse deal. So it didn't make sense for me. And I couldn't it would be creatively stifling because at first it was like, you can use the studio. Then it was like, you can't use the studio. Then it was like, oh, you can have guests at the studio. And then it was like, no, you can't. Antifa will discover us and shut it down. And at first it was like, you're going to make the same money as you made at Compound. And then it was like, you're not going to make any money. It's just a 2-week trial. And then it was like, oh, well, you're going to make some, but now it's less than Compound. So it was like a lot of sort of jerking around. Ain't nobody got time for that. How does this affect Michael Gavin Ali? That's a very good question. I don't know. I'll have to think. You think Anthony will end his show this year? I don't think so. I don't think he would have gone to the trouble of building out his whole home studio to just end his own show. That sucks. They couldn't work something out with you. You have done nothing but talk great about both of them also. They should have gave you what you wanted. Thank you, Kyle Moose. I'm trying to stay professional. Trying to take the high ground. Oh, thank you, Z Highness. Rumble. Yeah, Rumble's cool. We like Rumble. Nothing merged. Compound shut down and Ant now works for Gavin. End of an era for sure. Yes, of course, K-Max. Everything. This will all continue. CMP and interviews. It slowed down a bit because of the baby, but that's all gonna come back as the baby gets a little bit older and I can be away from him more to do more work. I'm looking for questions. Oh, this was a great comment. Thank you, T-Dog. Wet Spot had a fun Howard Stern show vibe from when Howard Stern was still great. Hope to see it come back someday. Censored, you got great political content with Gavin and Anthony, but you need fun shows like the Wet Spot and Hot Water. Well, I guess they didn't see it that way. Chrissie Mayr Uncensored is a great title and concept for a show. You should consider hosting it somewhere else. Maybe. Yeah, I might shop it around. I think a woman who has given birth to a human and the Dabbleverse will be fine on her own. Those are my favorite legacies. Uh-oh. Rumble. Everyone's saying rumble, rumble, rumble. Okay. Onwards and upwards. From an account I muted. Okay. Yeah. It's a shit show anyway if they don't sort out the technical issues. This merger will be the death of tax too. Whoa. This is a new from 6 minutes ago. My Compound subscription ended today, not subscribing to Censored. I loved Wet Spot. Oh, thank you. 0 followers. It doesn't matter. I love Wet Spot. Please do a similar show in the future, even if it's part of a comedy show you've booked where you bring on a couple of guests. What could go wrong? Thanks, Chrissy, and good luck in the future. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. What? What I mean is I like what Artie, Ant, and Jim did with Joe Matarese or even a Legion of Skanks type thing with MGA. That's a great idea, actually. That's a really good idea. That's a good idea. All right. Oh my God, there's so many comments on this. Gavin got tired of you associating with those losers on FNT. I don't think he thinks about FNT at all. Yes, I am a class act. That seems like mostly all of it. Oh, Nathan Batesel. Thank you for becoming a member. George Keene. I'm no CPA, but if you have all your records of money spent for your show and you talk about it on YouTube, I'd say that they are tax deductions. Really? Okay. I suck at deductions. Oh my God. I've spent so much money. And like not kept track of it for taxes. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Our White Claws can be a write-off. What's up, Hunter? Oh, you're a pin. You were hilarious at the Star Wars funeral today. Oh, thank you. I was there for like literally 3 minutes before I had to go feed the baby. I wrote my first eulogy. Let's see. I keep checking to see if I need to go feed the bean. Oops, I did that already. George Keene. And not a D&D person, but I would watch as well. Okay, that's good to know. George Keene again. What's up with Artie Lang? Still alive? Gosh, I think so. My God. I think if he wasn't, we would all have heard about it by now. Ugh. This has a kind of a strange aftertaste. No, it's actually a middle taste. Yeah. Saw. What's up, Saw? I know you did Spartan races before. I just did a 10K and a 5K Spartan in the Poconos over the weekend and now have the trifecta. Good for you. I've always wanted to do the trifecta. I did the 5K and I did the 10K. There's also, I think, there's a bigger race than the 10K too. I did the 10K in the mountains somewhere in, I think, in Jersey. That was cool. That was like a true physical exertion. 5K, anybody could do a 5K. You don't need to prep or train for that at all. You just bang it out. It's like, what, 3.5 miles? Push-ups. If you miss MGA so much, I still have his script. I could just have him write another one. Old Nerdy, thanks for the yellow boy. I'll watch you play D&D just to see you realize that it's way too lame for how popular it is. Should be hilarious. F. Gavin. Wet spot ruled. Oh, thank you, Old Nerdy. That's cool. I enjoyed it. Oh my God. This is so funny to me. You're right, though. Chrissie's Life would make a hilariously sad cartoon. Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. It's fun though. Yeah, 5K is like 3.5 miles. George Keene. White Claws are expenses. Keep receipts, get a bookkeeper, give it all to them to organize it, sets it up for your accountant. I'm bad at organizing. I do all of my own tax prep. Like I have someone who submits it, obviously, but I make all my own expense charts. And it's such a bitch. And I don't do it the right way. And you know what? It's July. The year's half over. If I was smart, I would do half of my taxes like now. That way I'm not having to do all of them. Like panic basically come February and then have to do it all. What I do is, tell me if you guys do this too. I print out my statements from all of my credit cards that I use to buy things. And then I go through and highlight like what were work expenses. And then that takes friggin' forever because it's 12 months of that multiplied by however many cards. And then like I do save some receipts, but that's mostly what I do is I highlight my statements. I highlight the expenses there and then I just add them together and I categorize them. And then I put them on a spreadsheet that way. And then I get sad. Is that what you guys do? George Keene again. The Costco hard seltzers are just as good as the What? Costco makes hard seltzers? I did not know about this. I'll have to try. I have to try them. I can drink. I just have to time it really well because I don't want it to like filter into my breast milk. I don't want to get the bean drunk just yet. So yeah, I have to wait 2 hours. If I have a drink, I gotta wait 2 hours till I feed him or pump. My Kathy era. Ack. Oh, I like Kathy. She says ack a lot. Acolyte. Oh, that's funny. There's a joke there. There is a joke there. James Shart. If you do a D&D stream, I'll print and paint miniatures for your what? I'll print and paint miniatures for your gaming group. I'm usually painting minis while watching Simcast on Sundays anyway. You paint miniatures? How small are we talking here? Like smaller than this? I don't know what a miniature is, I guess. I just know about miniature horses. George Keane again. Chrissy does her quarterly filings live. That actually would be so funny because that would be funny to watch. Like going through like my Amazon purchases for the whole year. Like, all right, was this a wig for work or a wig for personal use? Russell Hall, they're easier to manage when they're plastered. You mean people? Yeah. George Keane, CM buys her Kathy bathing suit episode. Ack! Kathy bathing suit. What kind of bathing suit did Kathy have? Hold the phone, Kathy. I think, did she have a big black one? Okay, Kathy bathing suit. Oh, gosh. I really am in my Kathy era. Oh my god. Kathy struggled to fit into bathing suit. Oh my god. Often depicted struggling to fit into bathing suits, reflecting her body consciousness and anxiety. Yes, she had so much anxiety. The meme is present throughout the comic's 34-year run from 1976 to 2010. In the comic, Kathy is frequently shown trying on bathing suits in department store fitting rooms, often with humorous and relatable results. This is my life now. Her struggles with body image and self-acceptance are a recurring theme, making her relatable and endearing characters for many women. Oh, wow. Ack. Okay, I'm Googling Kathy bathing suit and Kathy Ireland is who comes up. Which is nice, but it's not the Kathy I wanted. I need to see the other Kathy. I had to put Ack in the search bar. You know what I don't like seeing is like young girls in bathing suits. That gives me the creeps because I know there are creepy dudes looking at this shit, and I just You ever like just forget that there's sick people in the world for a minute, and then you're reminded of it, and you're like, oh, right, great. Kathy and Irving. Oh yeah, she married Irving. Oh, I miss Kathy. Okay, wow. I think I'm gonna get into Kathy now. Where can I get a Kathy comic? Let's see. Are they on Amazon? This is good. I'm really getting into this now. Kathy comic books. Oh, I Am Woman, Hear Me Snore. Paperback. When Wake Me Up When I'm a Size 5. That's so funny. Another Saturday night of wild and reckless abandon. Oh, cool. You know what? Like, I was not old enough to appreciate Kathy in the heyday. Shoes, chocolate for the feet. Oh boy. She's in bed with like what, a bird? A hand to hold, an opinion to reject. A Kathy collection. Revelations from a 45-pound purse. Oh my god. Wow. Oh. Men should come with instruction booklets. Right, Irving? Abs of steel, buns of cinnamon. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I found my new rabbit hole. I'm gonna get into Kathy comics until conditions improve. Matt McHale, one card for all business expenses. You'll be much happier. Yes, I try to do that. And then I go, oh, well, I want points. I want to accumulate points. But you're right. Jiggy Calzone for luck. Thank you. Jiggy Calzone, that's a great name. George Keene, I know moms always worry about drinking for the bee milk. However, how many years did moms drink wine and beer while pregnant and somehow all fine? That's true. Keanu's mom notably drank pina coladas while she was pregnant with Keanu. And also, before I knew I was pregnant, I was drinking for like the first 7 weeks. So I think that's why I am very much against it now, because I feel like, oh, yeah, I drank at the beginning. But then you talk to moms and doctors and such, and you realize everyone drinks at the beginning. Clint Torres. Chrissy, I know usually I have something charming, hilarious, and intelligent to say, but it's been a long week and I'm dreadfully sober. So all I'll say is howdy and thanks for the laughs. Thank you, Clint. Good to see you, Clint. Don't be a Clint tease. James Shart. The miniatures I paint are usually about 1.5 inches. Wow, that is small. 28 millimeters. I've been painting them for about 40 years and 3D printing them for about 10 years. Whoa. You're a miniatures man. That's very interesting. What an interesting, weird hobby. George Keene, originally from Westchester, left in 95. Why not rent a Catholic high school gym and have a mini wet spot one every 90 days? Love the Kathy reads. Ack. Rent out a Catholic high school gym? What could go wrong? Yeah, I guess the venue doesn't really matter. Ooh, it's Helen Hunt's forehead. Love you, Chrissy Compound. What's left of it won't be the same without you. Would you still guest on Tax if asked? You and Ant are a great combo. Yes, I would. I love Ant. He is fun. He is fun to do shows with and podcasts with. Yeah, he's great. I have no ill will toward Anthony. He's living his best life. Russell Hall. Chrissy, snap out of it. If you start enjoying old Kathy comic strips, there's no turning back. You're better than this. Am I, Russell? Ack. Maybe I could do like a read along. I could read you guys a Kathy comic. Guys, if you want to know what to get me, it's a Kathy comic. You need a Kindle for some of these? That's not fair. Wow. I feel like these are hard to get. $14 in the bank and a $200 face in my purse. Kathy Comics. Oh, wow. Kathy White is her last name. Wow, this was written in the 80s. Wake me up when I was size 5. That's so funny to me. Oh, a lot of these are used that I have to buy. Wow. Let's see. What's inside this Kathy comic? Is she still alive? Kathy Giz White? Oh, I guess they're based on her. A modern everywoman, Kathy has endeared herself to millions of fans who share her daily struggles with the 4 basic guilt groups: food, love, mother, and career. This comic page heroine blazed a trail for single working women and continues in her pursuit of perfection against odds every woman can relate to. We read, we identify, we laugh. Ack! It's so corny. Oh, I'm in my Kathy era. I have to show you guys the reviews. I loved Calvin and Hobbes. That was my shit. God, this is funny. It's Kathy. Need I say more? Okay, I had to read this because it's all in caps. When nobody took her for dating out, she had lots of problems at home. I understand how she felt around her life. Her family and friends didn't understand her clearly. This is an all caps Kathy review. I want to know the person who wrote this. Sally Miner. All caps. Her family and friends didn't understand her clearly. I'm going to buy this one now for sure. Nancy Gargole. Kathy is always funny, no matter the decade. More reviews. More. Okay. See all the details. All right. You've already sold me on it. I'm already going to buy it. Okay. Viking, what are your thoughts on the Kiki Gino versus Steel Toe feud? Are you still friends with Aaron? I hate seeing streamers I like fight. I have not spoken to Aaron in a while. I was checking in on him a bit during his divorcey times, but he invited me to do the I guess the roast he was going to throw for himself in Minnesota. I said I couldn't because the bean is still too young. But I actually have not spoken to him in a while. I'm definitely better friends with Keanu and Gino. But it's not like they're, making me choose or something. So I would say I'm still okay with everybody. George Keane doesn't have to be a Catholic school gym, but thinking it's cheap, foldable tables, etc. They likely love the money, maybe not the sinning, low cost venue. Good point. All right, I'll keep an eye out, George. The gears are turning. You should call the Kathy the Kathy Cast Acolyte. There you go. That's the joke I was zeroing in on. Oh my god. Yes, that's where this is all leading to, is me reading Kathy comics on stream. That's gonna be my new show, guys. I can't fit into a bathing suit. Ack. Okay, wow. I'm not talking about any of the things I wanted to talk about. I am now just really in a Kathy K hole. Wow. Oh my god, it's really based on her life. Okay, I'll do a Kathy stream sometime. So, let's talk about Amber Rose. Amber Rose. A lot of people were giving her shit for waking up and speaking at the RNC. Amber Rose. Any conservative or MAGA that is attacking Amber Rose should be ashamed of themselves. I don't care what her past is. It's not for you to judge. You are the problem with the party. With your holier than thou attitude, you need to go read the Bible. Oh my God, Amber, are we regretting our face tattoo yet? This is so ugly. But she is wearing a turtleneck. So, gotta hand it to her for that.
The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president.
True. There's Amber Rose. She's got a great rack. I touched it earlier this evening. I can't do Trump. They were great boobs on both sides.
We were safer, wealthier, and stronger. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote to put money back in our pockets and good food on our kids' plates.
These kinds of voices, I heard some grousing about this from some of the
Grousing.
This is how you change the composition of the electorate.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing because at this point, most people who have been fans of Trump have been locked in and supporting him for years. And I think Amber is going to be somebody who would reach somebody kind of like politically apathetic at this point. I don't understand at this point how in 2024 you'd still be like, I don't know about this Trump guy. But I guess these people do exist, right? They're not like terminally online. They're busy with their jobs and families and such, and maybe they are still on the fence. So I think why not let her speak? I don't think it takes away from anything. She left the left famously, and she's truly about it now. It's not like how the left had Cardi B. Remember Cardi B would interview Biden and we're like, well, that's really sad and insincere, and they very much put her up to it. It seems genuine.
That was probably the most dangerous speak for the Democratic coalition. That is a young woman of color. She's
she's a woman of color. I forgot. How could I forget to mention that?
And the experience a lot of people have, feeling that maybe if you're around too many liberals, you might get criticized too much, or you might not be able to speak your mind. And she spoke to it really well. And she's way more famous than any of us up here.
The left told me to hate.
Can she get the head tattoo removed? Can we all pitch in some money for that? What does it even say? Birth stash? What does her forehead tattoo said? It said Birch hash? Yeah. I don't know why she didn't dab on a little concealer. What else are people saying? So apparently Amber Rose is too dirty for us holy and pure Christians. We are conservatives and Christians did nothing for 60 years while the left took over this country. Now the country is very different and we only have ourselves to blame. This is no longer the 90s. We are not going to save this country. This is from Melissa Tate. We're not going to save this country from the hell we have allowed it to descend into by shutting out the very people we failed to disciple as we are called to do. So please, this is not a time to be Pharisees. Christ reached out to prostitutes and sinners, people who the Pharisees saw as too filthy, but it was through Christ's love and revelation of the truth that they came to repentance. Many people in the last 6 years are on a journey of awakening, and it is our job to welcome these people into the light of truth and guide them to deeper truth. Not condemning them and shutting them out because they are not as holy as we think we are. Yes, I agree with this girl. Do I follow her? I do. Remember, the Bible says all our holiness is like filthy rags to God. It is only by faith, his grace and gift of Christ that we are righteous. Woo! Well said.
For Amber Rose speaking at the RNC. So I got to address that.
I think that's her. From Brandon Tatum, having Amber Rose on the Maga side is a net positive. Yes, it's a net positive. Why are people nitpicking? Because that's what people do. She has millions of followers across social media and a huge influence. People like Matt. Oh, okay. Is it Matt Walsh who is sort of leading the charge on criticizing her? Okay. People like Matt Walsh think if you're not a Christian, you can't vote Republican or help Republicans. It's the same thing we see all time and time again. The confusion between the Christian conservatives and the regular conservatives and the right wingers and like, why does it matter? Why do we? Because people like to split up in their camps, and people like to feel holier than thou. People who are Christian conservative like love to let everyone know how much better they are than everybody else and how righteous. Michael Knowles on the Amber Rose speech. I completely agree with him. Why? What does he say?
Why am I supposed to have a problem with this? Why am I, as a conservative Republican, supposed to have a problem with this? This woman didn't get up there advocating her views that are contrary to goodness and truth and the Republican Party platform. She didn't get up there peddling abortion or something like that.
No,
which,
that's
God forbid,
true.
that would be awful. I would criticize that. I'd be outraged by that. She didn't do that. What year? She apparently did some saucy photo shoots or something. I don't. Okay, she wasn't. She was dressed quite elegantly.
Yeah,
that doesn't bother me.
turtleneck, guys. No points
She
for
what?
turtleneck.
What's the problem? She said all sorts of crazy things about religion. And okay, was she talking about any of that? No. She got up there and she said, "Hey, I was told to hate Trump.
Yeah,
And I was told by the media that Trump is awful and
And to
evil
hate
and
the
racist
followers
and
of Trump.
terrible. And I believed it. And then I realized it wasn't true. And so I'm telling people who look like me, who do things that I do, who talk the way that I talk, that are not usually part of the Republican base, hey, you're being lied to by the media. Take it from me, someone that you follow." Apparently this woman has 25 million Instagram followers.
Ooh.
I don't know what she's doing that I'm not doing on Instagram. She's got more than I do. She's telling those people, hey, vote for Trump. That's it. I'm supposed to be upset by that. I'm supposed to be outraged by
She's
that.
not trying
That's
to
good.
be
I'm glad she's
the
doing it.
moral.
What do you think this is? What do you think we're doing right now? We're at the
Right.
Republican Party convention in a presidential year. We're nominating a presidential candidate and now a running mate, J.D. Vance, and we're going to go try to win an election in November. The convention exists to help the candidate win the election.
Mm.
That's it. If this woman, Amber Rose, in any way, she gets one extra vote for Trump,
Right. Isn't it worth it?
it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael.
If she came here and changed the party platform, if she, I don't
Is
know,
she running for
made
office?
President Trump rewrite his platform or something, I guess that could be bad. It's not what's happening. She's just going there and
No.
saying, hey, he's a good guy. He's not a
Yeah.
racist. The media are liars. Vote
She's
for Trump.
saying
Thanks. That's
I
great.
turned around.
A prominent person who usually wouldn't side with us is doing that. Fine by me, man. You got to put these
Yeah.
things in their proper place.
I'm 100%
This is not,
in
we're not
agreement
here
with
at
Michael
a
here.
philosophy symposium. Okay, this is not some
She's not
academic
starting her own
conference.
party.
This is not
She's
some
not
kind of
saying,
purity ritual.
hey, like
We're at a
everyone
political
should be
party
like
convention.
me.
We're gonna
She's
we're
saying,
gonna
hey,
get people
like
excited about some candidates.
she's like, she's not trying to say that she's perfect. She's not trying to pretend that she's something she's not. She's like, hey, I was on the left, and they were trying to tell me to hate Trump and everyone who likes Trump. And guess what? Everyone was doing better under Trump, which is like shouldn't even be a hot take anymore. She's like, hey, I'm like, not that she's a regular person. She's obviously famous and had like quite a life, not an average life, but. And she wasn't trying to appear to be something she's not. If she gets one more vote, isn't that a good thing? Isn't that a good thing? Oh, George Keane again. I'm going to do a show on Mount Kisco. Come see me July 20th in Mount Kisco at Jazz on Main. You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing. Okay. Fernandez T. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, hello. Was hoping you would be joining Comp Sense with the merge because Gavin has nothing but good things to say about you. Really? Oh. That's good to know. Do you censor yourself to the YouTube? Would you be more raw without censorship? I would say that yeah, maybe there's a couple topics I would like to delve into. Not necessarily like words or singular opinions, but Yeah, it might be fun to go in depth and talk to, say, like the likes of Peter McCullough, and like a long interview with him. That would be something that I would not put on YouTube. I'd probably do that on like a Rumble. Although I have had Peter McCullough. I think I have interviewed him on my YouTube page. But people like him, like health freedom people, like people who were like for medical freedom. That's what I meant. I would delve more into that, but I can do that on Rumble. I can do that on Rockfin. So yeah. And YouTube has kind of always been part of the deal. Because I started my YouTube podcast like May of 2020. So it's always been you know what I mean? Not that I'm censoring myself, but I'm kind of like used to YouTube. Old Nerdy, thank you for the orange boy. Oh, I thought Amber Rose was one of the highlights of the RNC so far. She spoke the truth. The left lies, and if they're challenged to do their research, they can't prove the lies said about Trump. F. Gavin, thank you, Old Nerdy. Old Nerdy. You're not that old. Oh, it's Helen Hunt's forehead again. Melanie Maga is one of the ones going unhinged on Amber Rose. She also called the entire Sikh religion silly and all Sikh people demon worshippers, but cries when Christianity is disrespected. I love Melanie. I appreciate her input. Every show I've had her on, she has been immensely valuable. I think she is one of these Christians that just feels compelled to call out sin or call out when people are kind of straying. Now, do people need to be called out? Like I think of the Brandy Love thing. Like, did Brandy Love really need to be called out? Like she is a professional, like one top of the top adult film stars. Like, does she really need to be told like, hey, you're sinning, you got to turn your life around? I don't think that's, if you really knew who she was, I think you would feel silly trying to tell her that because her career is so ingrained and she's not like a 20-year-old kid. She's like in her 50s and she's been doing this like her whole adult life and does very well for herself and is proud of what she does. So, but it's another thing like when people want advice or are lost and need help. Those people need guidance. So I guess there's a balance to it. There's a way to do it. But I don't think Melanie has bad intentions. I think she just feels compelled to call out sin and she wants people to kind of right their wrongs, so to speak. But I haven't heard her opinion on Amber Rose. Maybe I can look for that and play that. Mark Zart. Thank you, Mark. Good evening, Chrissy, Frank, Baby Frank, Muffin, and Waffles. I was sorry to hear about what happened to your contract. I know you will do great things and your star will continue to shine brighter and brighter. Thank you, Mark. You're so sweet. Again, it was like a very easy decision to make. And it's not even this, it's just not the same. It's not like there is like really a central studio that everyone could gather around at like there was with Compound. You would see that with Compound, you could walk in any day between Monday and Thursday and the booth guys would be there. There'd always be a familiar face, even like Andrea Bryant would always bring cookies every Monday, you always knew like what couple of fans would be hanging around. You'd always see Drew or Steve or Garrett, or like Luby or Eric. And it just felt like a home. It feels like a home is closing down. And now with Censored, there is no comparison. There's no equivalent to that. Like, yeah, Gavin has a studio. Like not too far from like I would be able to go and use it. At first, it was like, you can use the studio and you can have guests. And then it was like, you can't use the studio. You can't have guests. And then it was like, you got to do it from home. And it's like, well, if I'm going to do a podcast from home, like, hello, I can just do this and I can just continue on as I've been, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm doing already. That's nothing special if I can just do another podcast from home. It's already what's happening. So it just was, it doesn't compare. It's just, it feels like the end of an era. Oh, Viking, so sad Wet Spot is over. It was great while it lasted. It was the best show on Compound. Thank you, Viking. Oh, wow. Censored missed out. Hail, Chrissy. And the Marion Nation, yes, they did miss out. And that's okay. That's okay. It's good to know your worth. And sometimes I think maybe a younger Chrissy would have been like, oh God, okay, anything. I just want to be part of something. I just want to be part of the group. I just want to be part of like the network. And perhaps a younger Chrissy with lower self-esteem would have like jumped at literally any offer at all. But this older, wiser Chrissy, I definitely, thanks to YouTube, I kind of know what I can make and what I'm capable of. So it makes that decision a lot easier from a financial standpoint. But as with Compound, like financially was not making a lot, but I loved it because we could use the studio and it was in New York City and I was able to like book a lot of cool guests and make a lot of connections. So that was worth it to me more so than like making money. You guys know the thing. You know the thing. Okay, back to Amber Rose. And why does everyone hate on her? Oh, that's her. That's her walking in. I bet she felt nervous. Probably like doesn't feel perhaps like she belongs. Maga is about unity, not division. When a 50-year-old Democrat and Amber Rose saw the light, we welcomed them with open arms. Matt Walsh fails to understand that Maga embraces individuals regardless of their past. We warmly welcome everyone who aspires to make America great again. Okay, so it sounds like this criticism is really mostly coming from Matt Walsh. Let's look at his opinion. Matt Walsh. Bang, 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 bang. Ba-da-ding, ding, 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 ding. Ooh, Heidi always has good takes. Amber Rose has brought in more new Republican voters than Matt Walsh. Who is this lady? Why am I crying over the RNC? Those who agree with Matt Walsh about Amber Rose need to watch this. What is this?
Going on?
Oh, whoops. I didn't even have this on the screen.
Six jobs for 3 people just to survive in Biden's economy. Why am I crying over the Republican National Convention? Like, what the frick is going on? It's upsetting. It's upsetting to see this world that we're living in right now. Hold on, let me pause this. Woo, this world that we're living in right now feels like upside down land. I've been a Democrat for nearly 50 years.
Wow.
Why am I crying over the Republican National Convention? Like, Amber Rose did a beautiful job. Oh, she did a beautiful job. I'm so proud of her. And then all the diversity and just, I think I'm crying because it's cognitive dissonance. Like, what is going on? I've been told my whole life Republicans are just all,
white, crusty,
racist men and all of this. I don't think I've probably ever watched a Republican National Convention. Let's
Why
start
would you? They're
there.
boring. They're a
You
little.
don't know unless you go see.
It was a little cringe. The best part of the Republican National Convention, and I didn't even watch the whole thing, was when the teleprompter broke and the band had to stall for time, and it kept playing "I Want You to Want Me" by Cheap Trick like for 20 minutes straight, and they were like, "We're being held hostage. We have to keep playing." That was fun.
For yourself and stop listening to what people tell you. It's just so beautiful.
Wow.
Just the patriotism, the coming together. I'm telling you, if you on the outside and you think MAGA is this horrible thing, I
Yeah.
don't know what to tell you besides you have to see for yourself.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. The coming together of America, America saying no more, no longer. We're not going to do
Yeah.
this. We're not going to divide ourselves. We are red, white, and blue.
Mm-hmm. This is so
It's
genuine.
beautiful.
I love this woman.
Okay, I got to finish watching.
Oh my goodness.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that's so this is so lovely. This is so genuine. This is a real person. This is not a influencer or a talking head or a pundit. This is a real ass lady who didn't throw on makeup. You know what I mean? There's no lights, there's no microphone here. This is a regular ass woman speaking her truth, saying she's moved by this. And you know what? Like, I never watched a Republican National Convention until this year either. I didn't vote for Trump the first time either. I didn't come around on Trump till 2018. So people come around, you should be happy. People come around when they come around. And there's still even people who are fully brainwashed and still currently falling for the propaganda. So we should applaud anybody who who sees the light. It's better late than never. You know, someone like it's one less vote the Democrats have to dig up, so to speak, you know, if this lady votes. And it just speaks to the impression that people have of MAGA and the right wing and Republicans, that it's I guess it's all white dudes and not inclusive, and we don't want you here, you don't fit in. It's like, no, MAGA is America. It's everybody. It's like, I think of MAGA, I think of like the 90s when when America was still like everything was crushing it, you know. This is just a regular ass, real ass lady. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here is the spicy take from Matt Walsh. The RNC gives a primetime speaking slot to a pro-abortion feminist and self-proclaimed slut with a face tattoo whose only claim to fame is having sex with rappers. Truly an embarrassment. Not a single voter will be mobilized by this person. That's false. That is false. I don't see that when I listen. I mean, I guess, yeah, I forgot that those were. I don't see that when I see her speaking. I see, and you know what? She's not there to talk about abortion. It's like what Michael Knoll said. She's not there to talk about abortion. She's not there to talk about her past. She's like, this is where I'm at now, and shouldn't that be what we care about? Where people are at now, not their past, not their history.
My entire family is racially diverse, and I believe the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump.
This is more than a lot of people are doing.
Have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love. And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong.
Wow.
So I let go of my fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, of getting attacked by the left, and I put the red hat on too. Thank you.
Aw. Look at genuine smiles and stuff.
Love you too. I never felt more free and more love for my country than I do now. I want to thank my father, who's in the audience tonight, for opening my eyes. He served over 20 years in the U.S. military. Thank you for your service, Dad. Yeah. I love you, Dad. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. When I met the president and Melania for the first time, he was kind and generous and funny as hell. Very funny. The First Lady was gracious and smart with a smile that will brighten up any room. If you're watching this tonight, you know our country is in trouble. Just like me. When you go to the store and buy food for your family, you're shocked. When you fill up your gas tank, you're pissed. I know I am. And when you turn on the news, you are just exhausted. Inflation is out of control. And you know in your heart it was not like this under Donald Trump.
You know what I think is good is because like this is like people, and I know she's a celebrity, but like the populist movement where the Republican Party is now, I guess, because of Trump, it's the people coming to the party, whereas the Democrats right now, it's like it's Hillary condescending. Remember Hillary with the hot sauce and all that bullshit? It's the elites thinking they can reach the people, whereas with Trump, it's like the people you know what I mean? Like especially with the TikTok of that woman, it's like that everyday person. She's like, I am reaching out to the party. You don't see the average, like, I don't know. Maybe my algorithm is not steering me the right way, but do you see like the average left-wing voter speaking out like, this is why I love Joe Biden, this is why I love my party? Whereas like on the right, you see average people going, oh, here's where I left the left, here's why I'm voting for Trump. And even Amber Rose, who is a celebrity, being like, hey, I'm one of you. Like and again, maybe these are just like, she's saying all the right things, but she's coming across very genuine to me and kind of saying all the things like you and I would say, like opinions that all Americans have, instead of what we see so much from the left, which is like, George Clooney or Jack Black, or like these cringy, all of the cringy celebrities, which there are so many of, just being like, vote for Biden. And you're like, why? Give me one good reason. And then you're like, oh, you're not invested because you're a celebrity and you make tons of money and your life is not really changed either way. And you're kind of hired by them anyway. Yes, exactly. Trump is an elite, but he is down to earth. He's so down to earth. And you can tell that he cares about the country. Yep. The left only talks about how much they hate the right and not what they're voting for. Yes, 100%. 100%. How many people have you seen walking away from the right in the last 4 years? None. I haven't seen any. She hit on all the points of the average American in the day-to-day. Yep. And just like Trump, Amber Rose comes across like an everyday person, very down to earth. So, me likey. Okay, let's keep playing this. Whoops. Oh my God, I did that thing right. Okay, let's see. Was I here?
More free and more love for my country than I do now. I realize Donald Trump and his supporters don't care.
Was I here?
Very funny. The First Lady was gracious and smart with a smile that will brighten up any room. If you're watching this tonight, you know our country is in trouble. Just like me.
He's not.
When you go to the store and buy food for your family, you're shocked. When you fill up your gas tank, you're pissed.
I
know
I
I am.
And she's not, like, putting it on either. She's not, like, trying to seem like she's more ethnic than she really is. Like, she's just talking, which I appreciate. Ethnic.
And when you turn on the news, you are just exhausted. Inflation is out of control. And you know in your heart it was not like this under Donald Trump. My message to you tonight comes from a humble place. The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote to put money back in our pockets and good food on our kids' plates. Yes. Or, as Trump would say, it's a vote to make America great again. Thank you so much.
Oh, that was sweet. I liked that. Scott Pressler says, Matt, this is completely the wrong take. Amber Rose has even offered to do a voter registration event for me in Philly, where she's from. Her speech was vulnerable and relatable to a lot of folks, especially women. We welcome and embrace the real Amber Rose. Yeah. And Scott Pressler has been doing so much. He's going to jails to register people to vote. Like, he walks the walk. He's doing a lot. Cat turd. There it is. The dumbest take in X history. Matt, I'm a former Democrat. This is from this girl named Courtney. I'm a former Democrat voter. I've learned a lot the past 4 years. I do my best to advocate for understanding, empathy, and opening the conversation to those still on the left. Disenfranchising those who are attempting to learn is not the way to bring new people to our side. While Amber may not have a great track record, she's clearly on the way to making amends. Why shut her out of the conversation? Oh, because she's not religious enough or has a good past. Oh, Kraigler says, for a smart guy, you're dumb sometimes. Tatum says, you should probably speak with her before making an ignorant post like this. I've spoken with her. She since denounced publicly many of her old ideas. People change. Not everyone has the same road to truth. You of all people should understand that. Whoa, I like that. Her father's role in opening her eyes in the media to Trump will be relatable for many. Yep. Yep. Under the sea. Quartering says the fact that this tweet exists proves she's moving the needle. She is not popular in fishing or beard oil circles, but to ignore her influence with other circles you may not be familiar with is folly. All are welcome on the Trump train. That's a great comment, Quartering. Tristan Tate says, I hear you, Matt, but she's also an American who is followed and speaks to many other Americans who wouldn't listen to a man like you or even a man like me. Yes, Tristan, very astute. Let her talk to people on behalf of what is right. We can dislike some of her values, but all Americans need to make the right choice this year. Wow, how self-aware. Not the time for useless infighting. Yup. Sarah Hagden, we love Sarah. She has a bigger platform than the entire Daily Wire and reaches an audience that you never could. Your entire audience is already voting for Trump, so you don't influence anyone to do so. She will appeal to the people needed to invert the 2020 results. Your Puritanism loses. Yeah, Sarah, good point. Me likey. Matt Walsh is right. Oh, okay. Of course, Bryson is going to say that. Bryson is Christian. And yeah, we knew he would have that opinion. And that's okay. But I don't know. It's funny for me to say, like, okay, we get you're a Christian, but be realistic. Like, no, some people that's their belief. They're unwavering in that. They're going to denounce somebody who's not like walking the walk in their mind. So, and that's fine. No, I'm not drunk. Spike. I'm just okay. I am currently pumping, but I'm not drunk. I'm having a Topo Chico with mint, lime with mint. Okay. Fealty, I don't know what that means. Fealty, you're texting me. I don't know. I don't understand what that means. Okay. Your old way of thinking has kept the party of blood and power. Get out of the way, old man. From Yellow Flash. Oh, Adrienne Curry, I like her. The first time I started leaning toward good, self-righteous Christians were quick to shove me right back into the arms of evil. Thankfully, the next time I felt God, I had loving people who wanted me to find him around me. He didn't call me names and toss my past deeds in my face of why I wouldn't be welcome. I have a long road to redemption, but I am on it because no one knocked me off this time. Don't knock her off. Ooh. Come on, Matt. I'm a fan of yours. Have you have been since you were recording in your car, but this is just wrong. We, Maga, are welcoming everyone into the fold. People can change. Admit you're wrong on this. And let's hug it out. Ooh, Nina. Nina says, I thought she said some thoughtful things. Trump's own VP was a never Trumper once. I think it's a smart move to show people who have changed their minds about him after doing research, and she has a massive platforms. Yeah. She said something very important, which was like, I actually took the time to look into Trump, which a lot of people on the left don't do. They just believe the propaganda and they go, that's good enough for me. I won't look into it further. I mean, that's no bueno. I don't know if you guys can hear my pump. I pumped a good amount. Do you want to see? I would say maybe 8 ounces. I feel very accomplished. Okay. George Keane, there's a YouTube channel called Compound Vault. He's trying to keep the old episodes going. Maybe he'd make a decent guest interview. Ever get to Denver? I have been to Boulder a few years ago. Do you know who runs the Compound Vault channel? I've seen it. But I like Colorado. I fucks with Colorado. Helen Hunt's forehead. I just feel when you're so opposed to causing sexual thought as Mac is, and you're as gorgeous as Mac is, you should probably wear a burqa. Huh. She is very pretty. Spectral Citizen. For all the night owls. Hoo hoo. Yeah, I feel awake now. I'm always awake at this hour, though. George Keane, Lionel Nation fan here. I think he'd love to be a guest. Lionel Nation? Oh, you mean like the Lionel that would go on Cumia's show? Is that the same Lionel? Thank you, George. Fernandez T. JC says, give unto Caesar's what is Caesar's. Politics is Caesar's. God wants us to love each other. Not sure if they read the Bible, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, man. Mark Start, the Demo Rats talk down to people while Republicans talk to people. Very smart. Smart comment, Mark. I agree with you 100%. Old Nerdy. Amber has 1.3 million followers. You have to figure most of them are Biden supporters, and she's swaying a lot of them. F Gavin. I agree. She's definitely swaying people. And she's reaching a demographic that none of these conservative talking heads can even touch. Yeah, my pump just shut off. It's like when you're watching Netflix and they're like, "Are you sure you want to keep watching?" My pump was like, "Are you sure you want to keep pumping?" Ugh. It doesn't hurt. I just made that noise. I'm sorry. I'm just spitting here. Helen Hunt's forehead, refusing and dismissing those who are journeying to your side because they're not already completely there yet, is a classic boomer con retardation. You're right. Thank you. Deranged Lunatic, where are you and Keanu going on Thursday night? We don't know yet. Where should we go? Do you have any suggestions? Pretty good, right? This is now the pumping show. Okay, let's see. Da, 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 da. We got the left side, 3 ounces. Not bad. And the right side, wow, even 3 ounces. 3 ounces out of. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's like 2 meals. Okay. Erica, thank you for the pink boy. Erica says, oh, Isaiah 9:6, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. Isaiah prophesying Jesus. Prophesying. Thanks, Erica. You're the best. Man, I am really feeling like I need to read the Bible more. I'm feeling called to it. George Keene, no idea about CV owner. I'll try to get to a show of yours. Yes, the Lionel that was on Ant's show. What you just said about a new audience to DT he'd love. You know, he's been on Anthony's show so much, and I kind of just tune him out. I know that sounds shitty, but like I've never really like listened to him, even though he's been on the network so many times. Does that sound bad? That sounds bad, I guess. I would just tune him out. I gotta put this in a bottle. Good job. I did a good job. Okay. Mark Zart, thanks for the yellow boy. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the attempt on Trump, but it gets worse every day. It's looking more and more like it was an inside job. Yeah. From what I'm seeing, that is what it looks like. Because how could a little losery 20-year-old just do all that and kind of get away with it all? Mm-hmm. George Keene, ack! Kathy pumps bee milk while looking for swimsuits. Oh my god, I'm so excited for my Kathy era. Push-ups. I suggest starting with Proverbs because it's the best. Yeah, Proverbs does seem like it'd be like the most sort of immediately gratifying because Proverbs is all advice, right? George Keene, Lionel's super funny. You two should get along. All right, that's it. I'm gonna reach out to him. Do I follow him? Yes, let's do it. Trying not to spill my breast milk as I respond on Twitter. What is his handle? Do you know? Lionel? Media. Oh, well, we follow each other. Hi, Lionel. Would love to have you on my channel sometime in the next week or so. Bink. Cool. It's Chris Baldessano. I miss you, Chrissy. Much love to everyone. Thank you, Chris. And thank you for all the baby gifts you sent for the bean. Deranged Lunatic, you and Anna soon can have a pump off. Aw. I just added Anna to my I have this mom's group on Twitter where we all talk about stuff. I get I'm looking at Twitter. I feel like so much FOMO. I'm not at the friggin' RNC. Would I have fun though? I would make it fun. I would find a way to make it fun. Elijah just took a picture of Cenk Uygur. He just seems like such a tightwad, doesn't he? Tightwad indeed. Okay. That would be great. Okay, I'm going to land this train. This is fun. I like this time. I think I like this time of streaming. It's like, it seems like quiet. It's like the bean's asleep. I can finally get some stuff done. Like I get a lot done between basically 10 and 3 a.m. The other day I was like folding laundry late at night, and it's very quiet. No one's making noise. Okay. The chat is still alive and well. Oh my God. I can't even think about this right now. I'm going to let myself recuperate, and then whatever happens, happens. That's my stance on that. Oh, is there a Trump? Oh, yeah. Was Trump, I think, is supposed to speak tomorrow. Mm-hmm. It's quiet. All the crazy people have gone to sleep. Oh. Ooh, thank you, Erica. You guys are the best. I appreciate you all so much. Oh my God. Oh. We should have like an in-person meetup sometime. Okay. Well, I'm going to go order some Kathy books and tune in to Friday Night Tights on Friday, 4 o'clock Eastern on Nerdrotics channel. And what else? Of course, Nightlife is tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel or in Keanu Thompson's channel. And then, of course, Simcast Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern on this channel as well. And also the Comedy Cove Comedy Club is closing. Gene Nagel's moving to Florida, so I might go. The goodbye party is also on Sunday. Ooh, how would I swing that? We'll think about it. Okay. Wow. Like I said before, if you're in the Westchester area, come see me this Saturday, July 20th at Jazz on Main. It's in Mount Kisco. It's going to be really fun. I'll be there with Keanu Thompson, one of my all-time besties. And yeah, we'll smell you guys later. Love you all. Bye.